Hey YouTube, Ray here, and I'm finally back with the full in-depth review of the fake clone Samsung Galaxy S5. And as always, the link to the product to buy is in the description below the like button. Go ahead and check it out if you'd like, and also if you missed the unboxing, feel free to check that out as well. And obviously this is a clone or a fake version of the Samsung Galaxy S5, and it's a lot cheaper. It's $190 unlocked. Compared to $500 or $600 or $700 for the real one fully unlocked. So obviously it's not going to be as good, and it's not going to have all the crazy specs that the real one has. So I'm going to give it a fair review based on the fact that it's only $190 fully unlocked. So let's go ahead and get started. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at the phone again, even though I've already done the unboxing video, which you can find on my channel. Be sure to check it out if you haven't seen it. But anyways, again, all the materials are pretty much all the same as the real Samsung Galaxy S5 with the metal ring around and the soft touch dimpled back, flush Samsung logo here, all the positioning for the camera and the flash and your heart rate sensor, the waterproof flap for the charging port, the sound grill, everything was in the same spot, everything felt great. Very difficult to tell that this is a fake. Obviously you can see here that the screen looks a little more gray than the real one, so that is one way. And also here they put this black sort of sticker, it's difficult to see, over the Samsung logo, but you can see a little silver there that tells me that the logo is still under that sticker, so I'm sure the logo is there. Even opening up the inside of it, it's very difficult to tell that it is a fake phone because of all the positioning of all the SIM card tray and everything is pretty much the same. It even has a sticker having an official Samsung logo saying SMG900H. I believe the H on the end means that it's the octa-core version, which is supposed to be. It even has a fake IMEI number and serial number, so they've done a really good job trying to copy the phone. No complaints there. But let's go ahead and turn it on and get to the actual in-depth review. So I put the battery in and turned it on, just to quickly show it again how the software is. Exactly the same as the real Samsung Galaxy S5. Little warning here to check the battery cover to make sure that it's sealed for the waterproof. Again, I didn't test if this is waterproof because I didn't want to ruin the phone just in case it wasn't, but it does have that seal on the back cover that's supposed to make it waterproof, and sort of the sealing here, but I don't know, I wouldn't trust it to be waterproofed. I wouldn't buy it if you really wanted a waterproof phone, just in case it isn't waterproof. But sorry I couldn't test that. But anyways, the first thing I want to talk about was call quality. And again, this phone takes a micro SIM card and is unlocked, so you can use it on any carrier, GSM and WCDMA. It's only 3G though, so you won't be able to get 4G service, only up to 3G data. But in terms of just calling and messaging, I had no problems, no drop calls, no interference. Call quality is really clear. Next, I want to talk about the build quality. And again, one of the best things about this phone is its build quality, with the soft touch material, the flush Samsung logo. Fake phones, sometimes they don't do the best job of trying to copy it, but they really did a really great job. As I already showed you on the inside, the sticker that has the Samsung logo on it, and the serial number and fake IMEI even. You don't see that a lot. They've even put the heart rate sensor in here, the flap for the waterproof, and even the seal on the inside. All the ports are in the same exact location. All the materials feel the same in terms of the metal band around and just the feel of the buttons, the clicking and whatnot, the headphone jack and IR blaster up here. The thinness, the dimensions are all the same. So in terms of build quality, I've got to say that they did an amazing job. And next up, I want to talk about the processing. So again, this is the octa-core version, as even the sticker on the inside here said it's the G900H or whatever. H meaning octa-core, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. So this is an octa-core version of the phone. So obviously you're going to get pretty good processing power. It's only got 1.5 gigabytes of RAM compared to the real one, which has, I believe, 2 or 3. I think it's 3. But so you're obviously not going to get the same performance as the real one here, but very capable phone still with 1.5 gigs of RAM and an octa-core processor. It's going to be more than enough for your everyday usage, pretty smooth. Next up, I want to talk about the screen. So this is a 720p display, very bright, very vivid. My camera just doesn't do it justice in terms of how actually vibrant and colorful this display is. Pretty good, decent viewing angles. It does wash out a little bit as you go to the side, but it doesn't go completely black, so it's not too bad. I gotta say they did a pretty good job on the screen. 720p is still really good. Obviously, the real one I believe is 1080p, but still, you're not gonna notice a huge difference at the end of the day. Next up, I wanted to talk about battery life. And fake phones are notorious for having pretty bad battery life, but I gotta say that this phone held up pretty well. It's got a 2800 milliamp battery, and I got through the day usually with about 15 to 20% left at the end of the day. And that's with, normal everyday usage, some, using Facebook, Twitter, watching some YouTube videos, playing some games, doing some texting, calling, internet browsing, and so just your normal daily usage. I was still able to get a full day's worth of battery life. So next up, I want to talk about the camera. So you have your front-facing 2 megapixel camera up here on the right, and your rear camera is right there. It's supposed to be 8 megapixels, but I got more the pictures looked more like they were like 5 megapixel quality. So definitely not anywhere close to as good as the real one. Still took decent pictures, livable enough. But if you're somebody who loves to take pictures with your phone, I wouldn't recommend getting this phone. Unless you're okay with that sort of quality, but the camera isn't really the best part about this phone. And next up, I want to talk about the software. So obviously they're trying to copy the Samsung Galaxy S5, and they've sort of made the same lock screen or wallpaper and sort of TouchWiz display here and all the icons and whatnot. So they did a pretty good job. What makes Samsung different from other phone manufacturers is their software. I mean, everybody has amazing specs these days. It's what you put into the software, like iOS, like Android is, used commonly in a lot of phones, but companies put their skin on top of it, just like Samsung does here with their TouchWiz, to sort of make it their own. And so they have a lot of features, software-wise, that they try to use to sort of make them different. So you don't have everything here. You do have your heart rate monitor like the real Samsung Galaxy S5 has. You have S Note here. Let's go ahead and see what that is like. Sorry, I did text. Let's try and draw something here. So there you go. You get S Note, which is a pretty cool feature. Again, let's go ahead and see the heart rate app. You do get some preloaded apps here, as I said before. You have WhatsApp there. You have this benchmarking app there. I thought I saw a few other ones, but anyways, let's go ahead and check out the heart rate. So you place your finger on the sensor over here, and then I hit start. So as you can see, it's seeing my heart rate. And I notice here that they spelled measuring wrong. So there you go, 58 beats per minute. So that's really cool that even as a fake phone, they were able to sort of have that feature in this phone. That's why I say it's one of the best fake phones that I've ever reviewed. As I mentioned, they sort of messed up there where the spelling was wrong for measuring. Again, here as well, I see that the G for messaging is cut off. So little tiny details here and there are sort of not paid attention to. Easy fixes. This phone is rooted, obviously. That's how they got the TouchWiz software on here and made it look like Samsung software. So I'm sure people would be able to fix that once you got the phone if it really bothered you that much. And obviously, since it's rooted, you could do a lot more with it too. So that brings me to my final review. And I gotta say that this has been one of the best fake phones I've ever seen in terms of just build quality and the software and just trying to be the best copy it could be in terms of actually having that heart rate sensor and having the waterproof seal and the waterproof flap down here, and just the positioning of everything is exactly the same. Very difficult to tell that this is a fake phone. As I said, the screen looked a little bit grayed out, sorry. As you can see sort of here, it's not perfectly pitch black. That would be one way to tell, but beyond that, it is extremely difficult to tell. The phone runs very smoothly. It's great for everyday use. As I said, the build qualities are already great. The screen is great for consuming media, watching videos, pictures. The only thing, as I said, is the camera. It's not up to par. So if that's a main feature for you, I guess I would say stay away. But if you're looking for a cheap phone, cheap high quality phone, I would say go for it. I've really enjoyed using it for $190 unlocked. I mean, to get this type of phone is pretty difficult. Or if you really just wanted the Samsung Galaxy S5 but really can't afford to pay $50 a month for a contract to get it at that cheap $50 price, and are forced to buy it at that unlocked $700 or $600 price, and you can't afford that, I would say this is a great alternative for anyone who's looking for a good quality phone. But anyways, upcoming videos, I've pre-ordered the iPhone 6, and so I'll have a video on that and the review on that. Since that's out now, there will also be fake and clone versions of the iPhone 6 coming out. So that'll be some cool videos. I'm going to order one of those and try and compare. I'm going to even compare the real iPhone 6 to the fake one. Make a bunch of videos there. So I've got a cool few videos coming up over the next month and 2 months. So be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll talk to you later.